15 videos of me. So yeah, ideally, let's go into here. When you fill out the syllabus, here's the group syllabus, and this is how we stay fully accredited. At the last few pages, I think the very last page is the outline for your large final paper, and that's why I say if you start early, that's awesome because it's lengthy. But here is when you observe the group, and then having this on hand could be helpful. You could take notes and then just write it up and turn it. And so group assessment, and then you'll name the group. And here's the purpose. So social work practice with groups requires knowledge and skills specific to group modality. That's what this whole class is about. The group worker, and you'll get paid well to do it. Like if you get good at leading groups as a social worker, that's where the money's at. Like in all honesty, like you can make some cash. And that's because when you see somebody one-on-one, it might be 40, 50, 60 an hour if you work for somebody. But if you lead a group, especially if you open your own private practice, it's $33 an hour per person in the group. So if you had 3 in the group, that's $100 an hour. It's a lot of money. And some agencies run a group that has hundreds of people in it. So if you're getting 33 an hour and have 100 in there, that could be $3,300. It just depends on how you bill and how you write it up. But that's why, especially addiction recovery centers, that's why they have groups. That's why all the recovery centers have groups. You guys could go to even the domestic violence shelter. You could go wherever you would get permission, but where you decide to observe your group. Here's how it's written up, and it says this will permit the worker to assess individual and member behavior within the group. So you're observing. Zoom is weird because you're looking at, it looks like the freaking Brady Bunch. Like you're watching little squares. And
I did it online. It did not go high.
Right.
I just went
A Zoom room?
Yeah. And
on AA.org?
Yeah, and I just found like everybody was just, trying to be sober.
Right.
And like celebrate sobriety.
If it's an open meeting, you don't have to identify in any certain way. So I'd recommend going to an open meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. If it's a closed meeting, you are supposed to identify as an alcoholic. So it says right on the, yeah. Because open is for students, for nurses, for people that are studying.
Oh, you didn't talk. That's what I was going to say.
No, they won't make you talk because they understand this is a very normal assignment. That's why I'm okay with the AA meeting. I would love if you found Dr. Hunt runs a group and you can go watch it over there. I would love if there's a place you want to have a group and you go over there, all the different options.
Do I still have to turn in on Thursday if she doesn't have a group for later?
Well, that's why I said if that allows you more time to observe a live hour-long mental health group, take the time and do that because that's going to be the best experience you get. I'm looking for you guys to really be taught how to run a group. You learn how to lead a group. And that's one of the core curriculum that we have. Like groups is in every freaking social work classes. So have you all had practice 1 yet with Nikita? So that's usually working with individuals, right? So practice 1 is individuals. Practice 2 is working with groups. Are you taking 3 right now too? So 3 is like the larger organizations that you would work with. So that's why there's... If that helps break it down, that's why it's that's why we have it that way. And then to stay accredited, they always have you learn how to work with groups, families, and individuals. And then the policy classes get into if you want to go work in Washington, D.C. and be a legislator or be a lobbyist, get all dressed up and get your fancy outfit on and go put on your pantsuit and lobby for money, like however they do. Anybody want to do that? I never wanted to do that.
And one goes to the-
I didn't even want to teach because I've been a social worker 21 years. But then as I practiced, I saw the need to help create more social workers. Like there's just a need for social workers everywhere still, we're short. So you'll find jobs everywhere. That's what's cool about it. So it permits you to assess individual member behavior in the group, intervene effectively on behalf of individuals. I'm reading here, and then within the context of the group, and then intervene effectively on behalf of the group as a whole. This assignment fulfills the range of objectives. So it provides you guys an opportunity to apply your knowledge you obtain from our discussion and the text on the subject of group dynamics to the actual process of assessing social work groups. Like I said, there's a ton of money in social work groups. Everybody has their preference. My preference is to work one-on-one. Like I work at a private practice. I see people. A group for me is when it's like couples. Hello, how are you? Good. Couples or family counseling feels like a group, but they always say if it's 3 or more, you can bill as a group. And that's what we did at Lighthouse. Because if it was only 2, they would have you bill the first half hour with the one individual for, say, $50, and then the second half hour for the other individual for $50. Because if you did a group and you only get $33 per hour, that's $66. So that's why people usually run the group when it's 3 or more. This assignment will expose you to a social work group within the social work service community and permit you to observe how the leader of the social work group functions in an actual group session. So again, learning how to do this, you guys can make bank. I don't know how rich you want to be a social worker. Some people don't. They're like, no, I just want to be a good social worker and I don't care how much money I make. What about you all? Some people are like, I just want to be a social worker and I don't care how much money I make. Other people are like, no, give me the job where I want to get paid and I want to get paid.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they pay you too much and run you ragged. Like they'll run you to death because you make $70,000 a year at hospice. That's a good example. That's where I supervise right now. And those social workers burn out kind of quickly. But that's why they pay them $70,000 a year.
Wow, $70,000 a year is a lot.
Yeah. Most people want to have like $50, like, but like under 40 is like, ooh.
Right.
And like over 60.
Right. And it depends on the city. What city are you from?
And you have to be supported.
They might pay more in Detroit. I feel like Ohio, you can live off less. So that's why they're able to also offer less, especially compared to LA, Chicago, and New York.
Yeah. I don't know. But how many patients do they have in hospice?
Our census is usually 150 and we have 4 social workers. That's the census is how many people are and like how many patients there are.
So how do y'all
They split it up by region. So usually you have 30 to 40, so you could visit somebody every single day. Ideally 2 or 3 a day and get it done in like 3 days a week and write your notes on the 4th.
Like not like a lot, but
People love it because it pays so good. Is there any areas you guys wanted to get into?
I like counseling.
Okay.
I think I want to do children's services.
Okay.
Make money.
See if somebody online said, oh, here we go.
I
Marquisia.
feel like, so if you go to like Wright State and you look at the master's program, it kind of shows you like kind of how much you would make coming out of your city. I'm looking at this thing. But social work kind of
Do I
like
need to be licensed to work in children's services?
No, you actually don't. So that's part of the UPP. Marquisia said she wants to be rich, so she'll have to be leading all kinds of groups, seeing all kinds of clients, and busy all day. That's how you make. The harder you work, the longer hours you work, the more money. I liked it at Lighthouse where it was like $50,000 a year. I see a client at 9, 10, 11, and 12. Go write my notes at 1 while I'm eating lunch, and I go home at 2. I'll take $50,000 a year all day for that. I know that's not a lot of money,
I
but
bet it depends on who you have to depend on. Like, this is me living by myself.
Yes. So when I started having kids, I added the second and the third job and a fourth job. We got a family of 6 now.
Is there a limit? Or y'all just like,
She says it's our last kid. I don't believe her.
oh,
She's only 38 next month. So she said, I mean, the world is going to drain and stress me out. I need the money.
definitely the money to pay for the to get better after you get better and stressed out.
Yeah. I know some of you mentioned hospital social work and prison social work.
Huh? Medical? No, I don't want to work in
Medical or prison.
Oh, I want to work in prison, yeah.
Right. Yep. And that's fine.
Wait, so how much do you think I'll make without license in children's services?
I think Children's Services has started to pay so that they keep up with inflation. Are you in that class with
I already took Miss Karen class.
both of them though?
Yeah. Ouch.
You took 1 and 2?
Yeah.
So are you going to do your internship there then too?
I want to, but I don't know how to drive.
So we're going to have somebody teach you, right? That was the whole plan.
Yeah.
My car blew up.
Wow.
So- They said it was because of my charger. So they're telling me to buy a new charger. But can't you just buy the same one on Amazon and return the old one? Yeah.
You mean phone charger?
No, it's my car charger.
Oh, okay.
This is an electric car.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was having a real slow.
That's okay. Yeah, so, but if you have a car, you guys can teach her how to drive. Who wants to teach her how to drive?
I mean, I could. I pay good. I say, I could.
Are you for real estate?
Exactly.
I'm asking.
Yeah, I will. Like, get my number and stuff.
I'm excited.
Once you learn how, yeah,
It's like not that hard.
it's not.
Wait, when you teach me, don't say that word. Don't say those words. It's not that
I
hard.
said, I'm gonna say it's not
That's
that
gonna
hard,
be-
because it can get overwhelming.
You just gotta,
Yeah, we gonna start like a parking lot.
right, yeah. And it's big on like light taps. You don't need to put the floor, the pedal to the floor. Like you just tap on it until you get used to. I have on my electric car, it gives me something called an e-brake. So every time I let off the pedal, it brakes. And I really like that. So it moves, then it brakes. And it's called an e-pedal. And most people hate that, but I love it because you don't roll into a tree. Like it keeps on rolling. I like the e-brake because it's always braking. Some people won't like that because you got to get used to it. So, but yeah, I bet you they'd give you an internship there though, and you could take the freaking green dot.
That's what I was thinking. And I was like, they should have something in there too.
Yep.
But no, it's definitely good to try starting.
Yeah. So get your license, but if you need to do internship, take the green dot in there and they'll teach you the ropes. You'll be okay.
Yeah, but
Everything.
Stuff you don't want on campus.
I thought it was free, right? Isn't it free? Ah,
It's like $1 though.
it's probably still cheaper than
Never seen that, but-
it's cheaper than gas. It goes to the post office. I saw, and I saw it at the main center
It's like a
over.
wharf building in the back. It's like a bus stop back there, and they don't come in with it. And they got like pamphlets if you look where it's like the student center desk.
Yep.
I said that. Like they got all the routes that they take you with different times. Does he go with the
I
first
don't
one?
advertise it. I've never seen it.
Well, they probably don't want to advertise it because it's subsidized. I think if it's not free, it's subsidized. Like it's half price or something. Yeah.
I thought about using it a couple times.
Is it $2 both ways though? So it would be $4 a day.
It's like a pass.
Okay.
I thought it would look like the Coinbase site, or
Yeah. So you just take the green dot into Children's Services in Xenia.
They do that?
Yeah. You just gotta look up the schedule and shit.
Oh, you got some like bus pass.
Yeah.
It's the time to start taking you to the bus pass next Friday.
And you could probably even email them now. I bet Nikita has a contact there. So last piece, well, I got to make sure there's no other questions. Do you guys have any questions at this point? It's always good to come in person. I know that you guys got shit to do. You got better places to be, but you get your education and you can get paid. It's important. Last piece. This assignment allows you to practice the type of writing that is used in record keeping in social work practice. So you just learn how to write shit out. And that's half the job. Write your notes. Anybody had to write a note in here yet? Anybody? Ever? Never? Lesson plans.
I wrote a listen though.
Yes.
I wrote a listen. Yeah.
So the lesson plan is like on the front end of what you're going to do, and then the note would be like what you did.
Oh, so you want us to make a lesson plan and then talk about what we did?
That's what you'll do in social work practice. That's what a note is like the lesson plan is usually your treatment plan goals and whatnot. And then the note is how they reacted, like what they did to it. So they'll teach you how to write it though. That's what's nice. Like almost everything is hands-on. I feel like it was only when I started teaching. When you teach, they don't tell you shit. Like you got to figure everything out on your own when you're teaching. Except Nikita's program. Do you guys know where Nikita goes to get her doctorate?
No, but I probably asked her.
The University of Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, she did tell me that.
I should have gotten my doctorate there.
It's good there.
Oh, it sounds like they're teaching her how to not just teach you how to teach and teach you how to write accreditation, which is what we're doing right now. I don't think me or Dr. Wiley got any of that shit at NKU or UC, which is in, who's from Ohio here? But Cleveland and Columbus, right?
Yeah.
From where? Oh, okay. What's that?
That's not from Columbus.
Right. Okay. So there, that her doctoral program sounds like the bomb because they teach you how to teach, they teach you how to write accreditation. Whereas normally when you come to teach in academia, they just throw you to the wolves. They're like, and how many teachers do you guys have here that could maybe learn extra how to teach? I'll own it. I'll say that I could learn how to teach better. I mean, I'm always open to that.
I feel like the classes are the same thing, just with different titles.
Oh, really? Which ones? Which class? Social work?
Like, I ain't going back. Social welfare policy and social welfare, what's the other one?
There's
Oh, yeah,
two
social
policies.
welfare.
There's two policies. Yeah.
It was no point in taking them. If general practice 3 is about social welfare policy 2, what's the point of me taking social welfare policy before?
So where is that? Right here?
Some new person.
So you're saying intro to social welfare.
No, not her. She eats every time she teaches.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you would have had her for social work.
Like smacking too, or just like,
You would have learned something because she's a good teacher, even though she.
I took it because I was in your class last semester with her.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
was social welfare policy. That was social welfare, and it was like a combined of something else. Yeah, it was just a policy one. It was some new teacher.
I eat a lot too. I do eat a lot for
So
real.
for this project, that's due the February 1st. We just gotta answer the questions and put them in paragraph form and get one page and turn it in.
That is all you have to do. I'll show. Yeah, that's what
Is
we're.
that in any type of format, APA?
I mean, ideally, everything in social work is APA. So yeah, I'm not a hard ass on it, but you do for grad school. You really do want to learn. Here's the chair. Should I answer it? Dr. Perdomo.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Hey, where you at?
We're in class. 215 was open, so we're into. Is it 215? 215.
What time are you done with class today?
We're done in 23 minutes. I let them out a minute early every day. I promised them. A minute. What? Who's there? You and Sarah? Is it just you and?
I'm here with Miss Professor Nikita Jackson and Sarah.
Nice. Okay. We're almost done. We're going through the assignment that's due tomorrow, and we're all freaking out.
Go to your phone if you're in class.
No, I asked them. I said, and they had a question for you. What was your question for Dr. Perdomo?
So I'm in Miss Nikita class. I say one.
Yes. Here you go.
Hi, I'm looking at this assignment. You know, I write on it.
You can copy and paste it.
So if I write on it and answer all the questions, or do you want me to take a separate sheet of paper and just like put each question in my own word? and answer like that.
That's what most people do. They just like copy that, put it in Word, and then answer it.
Okay,
No, you don't want it in like paragraph.
Either way is totally fine.
Okay.
The better you learn how to write, though, the better social worker you'll become.
Okay.
She walked away with the phone. What are you guys trying to get Nikita's class online? What's the deal?
I don't want to. No, I'm already taking it.
Oh, we might have to because
The
we
board
had
doesn't
over-
work?
No, we were in 213 too. Like
We all got kicked out.
Yeah. So today in class we had to go work in the social work office, her office. So it's like I don't know, 10.
How many students?
I don't know. It's just
She's
too many kids now.
They kind of figured out like what we don't do.
Okay,
They
you
just
guys,
kinda put you in.
Okay,
you guys complete.
It's not being used like.
I've got a meeting at 2, but we expected to talk to you.
You got to meet with Ebony. You and the provost. You, the dean, and the provost, and our former professor from here.
Oh, this one.
That's what I figured when you guys.
Wait, no, I'm not included in any conversation. I'm just here with instruction.
Dude, we'll include you. Ask Nikita to catch you up.
It definitely works.
Oh, no, she was telling me.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
We'll see ya.
Okay.
All right, bye. What'd you ask?
Where you go grocery shopping at?
Kroger's.
I don't never see them tags.
Why you don't go to Aldi? I definitely shop at Aldi.
Aldi's are cheaper. Aldi's
way
is
cheap.
so
Aldi's
cheap.
is Christian owned, but like you feel me?
Is
like,
it really?
Of course,
I didn't know that.
they
Okay.
They got like they're not gonna have like all name brand stuff. Like if you want a big case of water, you probably go to Walmart.
Well, they have their own
I shop at
name,
both, to be honest.
right?
But they don't have all name brand stuff, but like it's healthy and it's cheap. It's the same stuff.
My dad used to shop at Aldi's, and I used to be like, why can't we afford the regular cereal? But now that I'm in college, I'm like, all these news, like,
Oh, the cereals are way
It's the
cheaper.
same stuff.
The
Like, it's just
cereals.
cheaper. Like that, it's the same stuff. All these is not different from Kroger's. It's just some stuff not name brand.
okay.
It's like buying the value version at Walmart. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
they,
yeah,
like,
like-
it's their main brand.
Yeah.
There you go.
The cereals are way cheaper.
Everything there-
So, like, you got-
But
What
I
cereal
just
do you
say,
eat? What cereal do you eat?
like,
They have that. They got a generic version, half price.
Yeah, it's just, I just think I like more fruit
Stickers
options.
and stuff.
Oh, that's Kroger's. That is Kroger's.
Yeah, like always has a wide variety of like fruit. Like they more than include like it's a healthier version of fruit and stuff like that. Oh, and they make good.
See, they got me one-on-one counseling somebody at 2:00 again too. Like they just auto sign up and like that 2:00 is open.
Also, like you don't even know your schedule till you like it just pop up on there.
It does. I did put that time in as I knew we're done at class at 1:50, but and then I had a client 9, 10, 11. Well, because I had clients 9, 10, 11. They all showed up and stayed late. I drive up here and then 1 to 1:50. Then I got 2 and then a 3:00 meeting. So
Are your counseling sessions an hour?
usually they have to, if you want to bill for an hour, it is 53 minutes.
Didn't they say like can't be over like an hour and 30?
That's probably true too. For case management, you're absolutely right about that.
It's like
Did you
private practice. You have a time limit on how long your counseling sessions can be.
They're all an hour slot, and I usually kick them out at 7 minutes till to write the note. I try to, but a lot of times they always get into the thick of it 10 till.
That's happened to me all the time.
Yeah.
You get in the thick of it right at the end. Of
Right, that's what happens.
That's
So,
good. I don't know about that.
It's she wanted the it will show up too. All
How many
right.
years you gotta go to school for your master's?
You guys only have to go 1 year.
You can go to a college that only give it to us for 1 year.
1 year. Because you get a Bachelor of Social Work here. We are accredited before you graduate in 2029. As long as you finish before 29, we're accredited. What that means is I had to do 65 hours for my master's because I had a psych degree. Dumb move. But with a Bachelor's of Social Work, you do a 34 hours instead of 65 hours. half price, half time, 11 months, you're done. It's a true 4+1.
Ohio State and that?
They do, but theirs is 41 hours. Miami University in Middletown is 34 hours. UC is 34 hours.
I think Mark State offer 1 year.
OSU is 41 hours. So you got to pay for 9 more hours at OSU, or 7 more. 34. I know.
I was trying to figure out because it's like Columbus. That's not that right.
You could go to OSU. You just have to take the extra 7 hours. It's like 2.5 classes. Right. I wouldn't either. I'd go right to Miami and Middletown.
But I mean, it's probably going to be a different, because what I'm going to do is go to Top Claim Services, work there for that year so they can pay for my master's. So
Okay.
at least come out their pocket.
So you guys are both doing that.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
I think I'm going to Miami.
If you go to Miami, do you know?
Do I know?
Like if okay.
I know. I used to teach at Miami, so I probably could.
If you go to Miami, and okay, how long does it last for us to be able to go to Miami and still get the benefits that they're?
Oh, your BSW graduation date. You want to start advanced standing within 5 years of your BSW
5
graduation.
years. So I can go through the USS and then go and get my master's. Because you just gotta be there a year, and that way that'll pay for.
Probably 3.5.
Where are you going? Where did you want to go first, you said? USS?
The program of Miss Karen.
Oh, UPP. Okay. Okay. USS sounded like a naval base academy or a ship. USS Popeye or something. Okay. Okay. Popeyes.
I don't know. They did build one.
Where's
right in
Popeyes?
Virginia. They built it right in Virginia, like right across.
They got vegetarian food?
They probably Burger King got that Wonder Burger. I mean,
Oh, the Impossible Whopper? If it wasn't all soy, I would eat it. I eat the Beyond Burger is pea protein. Because you know soy makes men kind of get you guys haven't seen the research on that?
No.
If men eat soy, your estrogen goes up and you'll need a bro. You ever heard of that? So that's okay for some people. I'm trying not to.
That's not your vote.
It's not my boat. I'm not going to criticize it. For me personally, I try to eat mostly vegetables, not soy. So you guys are looking at the final paper. That's what Markesia was freaked out about. So this
That's
is,
what I was freaked out.
it's a lot, but we're going to get you through it. We're going to get you through it. I'll even do like a half paper or outline due date in like March. So you can like make sure you get that shit started. You know what I mean?
How long is the paper?
It says it's a lot. Where does it say?
You said, oh, she said.
It's a lot, dude.
Ain't not you two of them.
Are you
It's-
including the cover and the works cited in the 8?
Usually not, but you know. Where does it say? Why doesn't it say? Did it say somewhere and I missed it?
So you got 8 pages.
I made that up. I swear I read that.
I think you're right. It's usually 8 to 12, but when you create a group, that's part of the deal. So you'll have like you conceptualize your group, like
So
you'll
that's, you got to do your lesson plan and then how they reacted to it in that same paper.
you'll have recruitment in that paper. You have like the people you're serving, why they need to be served. Like if it's teenage girls, like they need a support group. If it's teenage boys, you also do then 3 paragraphs on psychosocial concerns and themes. Past group, well, here's what that is. It is 1 paragraph on discuss the broad range of psychosocial concerns and themes associated with the primary problem. Maybe it's drug abuse, so you're doing a drug group, and a major theme is they die, overdose. And like there's research on how many overdose deaths there are, how many people are knocking off. You also do themes that pertain to client circumstances or conditions that either cause or a consequence of the primary problem. Like you also get family problems, you might have divorce, you might have domestic violence because that bitch drank my last beer, you know, whatever it is. It might just be like all the things that come up in the literature. Psychosocial. I was a case manager. I still like to do case management, but I want to get paid as a therapist because that takes you from $20-25 an hour to $40-45 an hour.
Mhm.
right out of the gate.
We said expecting from 25 to 45.
Case managers are usually bachelor's level, and you manage the case. You
Can
can.
I be a case manager?
I did do at Lighthouse. What'd you say?
If I try to apply to be a case manager, you will let me in or no?
Say the last part one more
I
time.
said, you think they're gonna let me in if I apply to this system?
You guys could be case managers right now, apparently, at like 12 to 14 an hour. So before your bachelor's, you can manage cases. There are people in your classes, they might all be seniors now, but in this social work class of 100, there's people doing the jobs for actually, yeah,
How many cases are they gonna give them? There's people say that you can kind of choose for like.
how many clients you said?
Yeah.
Well, if you're PRN, it is a choice. How many hours do you want to be paid for? How many billable? If you're full time, they usually make productivity be like 25 a week. Huh? PRN means per requested need, so it is part time. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's what it stands for, per requested need. So let's see if they are still on here, because you've got folks that are case managers here, and that's their livelihood. The two women that came when class was over there, they do case management.
yeah.
Before your bachelor's, you can do it. Some of them do it with a psych degree, like my dumbass did. I got a psych degree. You don't get paid shit, but you get a social work degree and your license, you're going to get paid more. Period. Is that the? Do we finish all of your? So yeah,
So if I go in there and I apply and they ask me about my education, do I put high school diploma or do I put bachelor's?
you can always say working on bachelor's. Like if you give them a resume, you'll say expected graduation date 5/25, right? Is that about the
Yeah.
5/25/25?
Mhm.
Okay. You'll graduate, and then you start your master's 5/26/25, and be done April 30th of 26 at UC. They graduate in April. That's crazy.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got this wrong or not, but when you work at Child Home Services, you have to work there a year before they pay for your school, right?
That could be. They all have different policies. But like at Lighthouse, I had to be there a year, and I got $4,000 for my doctorate.
So if I start working there now with the case stuff, is that included in the time spent?
If they hire you, yeah. I don't know if you need a bachelor's to work there. I don't think you need a license, but I do think you'll need an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree.
The license is what, your LSW?
Yes. And you can take that your last semester as a student here at Central.
Oh, is there a way to get that waived or no?
The license? Can you waive the license test? In the city of Chicago, yes.
So if I drive to Chicago, I can take it and waive it and then come back here? Or my license
No, not waive it, but like waive the price of the test.
Oh, are there scholarships? You could ask around. There's different people that pay. It's not cheap. I mean, I remember a few hundred. It seemed crazy. I used my student loans to pay for it. I still use my student loans to renew my license every 2 years. Because it's like,
Test again?
I don't take the test anymore, but I renew it and I take CEUs. It's,
Yeah, pay to renew it.
you do need to pay to renew it too.
So I gotta pay to take the test and then pay to keep the test I passed? That's crazy.
It
That's
is,
like a big old scam.
it's a big motherfucking scam. Pisses me off every day. So I write it off. I put it on my taxes. I try to get Central to pay for it. I try to get hospice to pay for it. I'll ask everybody for money with no
So
shame.
if you own a private practice, okay, hypothetically.
You own your own
and-
business.
Yeah, so
You're paying for all your
I'm
own.
paying for all.
But you can write it off. It's a part of doing the business. So this year
Tax write-off?
I wrote off like $9,000 because of mileage, the license, the electric, the water. I'm doing it all right now. It's insane.
Oh, you have your own private practice?
I mean, I work for my own and I'm a 1099 employee. I work for 3C Counseling. So
How much is it cost to renew your license?
it's usually 105. They charge internet fee of $3. It still
Is
pisses
it
me
like
off.
yearly?
It's every 2 years. You do 30 continuing education hours. I try to find those for free.
Oh, like trainings?
Yeah. Mostly ethics and supervision. When you get your independent license and supervisory,
Do the trainings have to be in person or can they be online?
they got a ton online. Like that's
I
one.
do like a lot of trainings on like my phone, but like
Yeah,
I don't
you can
know
do
if those
that.
trainings can be counted.
You just make sure it says it counts for CSWMFT.
Oh, so that's what has to fall under.
Right. In the state of Ohio, counselor, social worker, motherfucking therapist. No, MFT is marriage and family therapist. MFT. I gotta quit cussing. That's my New Year's resolution. I'll quit cussing.
No, I couldn't do that.
It's hard. I got 3 under 3, and we're about to have 4 and 4.3 years in September. I gotta quit cussing. The one walked up to me and my wife the other day, and he said, "What the fuck is that noise?" Like without a blank, or he like it's just normal speak. Yeah. So
Did your wife look at you like, this is your fault?
she knows it's her speak because she's around them all day. I only show up later on.
Oh, so y'all both have potty mouths. Yeah.
She probably wants to quit too. So you guys have most of this, the purpose of the assignment. The only thing we kind of skip is you're not going to present it to the class. You're going to write it up and we're going to talk about it. So after you guys observe, organize your information, introduce and indicate what you're going to talk about. So you're going to only attend a single session of the group and then fill out the form, and that's it. So that's that's all the deals right there. We'll go over more next time. I should be letting you out early, shouldn't I? Because how am I going to see my 2 o'clock and talk to Dr. Perdomo?
Impossible.
Yeah, guess not.